Welcome back to the Smoke Shack Podcast. This is Steven. Today I'm bringing you a review on the Buffalo Trace Prohibition Series Number 2, Anderson's Belle. That's what the band looks like there. The lower band is the typical Buffalo Trace lower band that we've had on all these cigars. The wrapper itself is a Sumatra wrapper. It's a Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan fillers. As the pre-light goes, great looking wrapper here. A lot of good veins on it. Don't protrude too much. Nice even roll. Good firm spring. As far as aromas go, the body of this is a nice earth and minerals. Yeah, mineral, very heavy on the minerals. And then the toe is a manure and like barnyard smell. Very heavy on the manure. And give this thing a cut. Oh, yeah, all right. The pre-light draw there is heavy on the manure with some minerals in there as well. I'm not going to be doing that one again. I'm not a big fan of manure tasting things. But yeah, that's what that is. It's very rich. Very rich. We're going to go ahead and we'll get this thing lit up. Initial notes right here off the bat. First off, smoking a little bit fast, I feel like. But the initial notes here are that earthy taste with a little bit of rye spice in there, which is nice, as well as the minerals. Not a bad opening to this cigar. I'm going to go ahead and smoke this down a little bit more and then come back to you with my thoughts here on the first third. I'm also going to be pairing this with Buffalo Trace today, so I'm going to smoke this without the Buffalo Trace and get those notes, and then take a sip of the Buffalo Trace, go ahead and get the notes there on each of the third, just like how we did on the previous videos. I'm going to go ahead and smoke this down now. Bringing you back in here. Kind of come down towards the end of the first third here. As you can see, the ash is it's pretty solid. Not really flaky at all. The char line just slightly wavy now, but it's been pretty even throughout. I wouldn't even say that's slightly wavy. I would just say slightly uneven. The flavor profile here in the first third is an interesting one. You get a earthy barnyard taste. It's very musky. That muskiness is bitter. There's rye spice as well, which is quite spicy. And then there's some nice minerals and hay in there as well. Quite a unique flavor profile there. I wasn't too much of a fan just because it was kind of heavy in that barnyard and kind of like I said in that pre-light draw or dry draw. It's not one of my favorite flavors or flavor profiles to have all these barnyard flavors, but when I paired it with the Buffalo Trace, I get heavy notes of oak and the rye spice, and just those two, oak and rye spice. It didn't have any of the other flavors, but it's nice that it brings in a different flavor and a different style to this smoking experience. But all in all, extremely smooth, good intricacy or complexity here in the first third. There's good rich flavor. Although I don't like the flavor, it's rich, so I can't knock it. Good harmony as well. Nothing I can knock besides saying that I just personally do not like the taste of the flavor profile. Mild to medium here in the strength to start. Again, I talked about the ash in the char line. The draw has been pretty much dead nuts ideal. I mean, really, I'm surprised by this cigar. I don't like I don't like the flavor profile there in the first third, but hopefully I'll get over that here as it transitions here in the second third. But some good bourbon notes, as we noted early, with the rye spice and a little bit of those minerals. Those are nice to have in a bourbon cigar here. So I'm going to go ahead and smoke this down to the halfway point and then catch you up on my thoughts on the second third. Bringing it back in here, almost the halfway point in this cigar. The flavor profile here in the second third is, it changes up pretty nicely. They got a rye spice. There's a nice oak in there as well. Some baking spice. A little bit of molasses and a nuttiness as well to it. Very nice. I like this. I like this flavor profile. I like the different flavors. Very complex. Good richness still in the flavors. Very smooth. The strength kicks up a little bit here to a medium strength. The retrohale is a rye spice, just like in the first third. The char line is just slightly wavy. Again, it'll probably even back out here in a little bit. It's been even and then slightly wavy just throughout. The ash looks pretty solid throughout. The draw has been ideal. When paired with the Buffalo Trace bourbon, the rye spice, caramel, oak, and then a little bit of like manure comes out, and it's pretty nice. I mean, the manure I don't like, but it's nice that we're getting four almost different flavors with pairing this with the bourbon. So I'm going to go ahead and smoke this down to about the band, and then get you my final thoughts on the final third and then the cigar as a whole. Bringing it back in here on the final third of the Anderson's Belle. The flavor profile here is pretty simple. Changes a little bit. Nice change. The rye spice stays there. The oak changes to a charred oak here, and then a caramel comes into play. And that's it. Just those three flavors are the only three that I'm getting. And the cigar is just slightly coarse on the palate. With those three flavors, it kind of takes a step back in intricacy or complexity, if you would. But the flavors are still very rich, good balance as well. The strength is kicked up to a medium full here. The char line has been slightly wavy here, and just slightly wavy at the end of our second third there. The ash has been pretty solid. It just fell off moments before we went back on camera here. And the draw has been ideal throughout. The rye spice finish has been really nice. It's been a rye spice finish throughout, as well as the retrohale has been rye spice. This retrohale was a little rye spice and charred oak on the final third. Overall, the cigar has been really great. I really enjoyed the flavors. I mean, I personally don't like that barnyard, manure, musky taste. But it is a flavor, and it's a rich flavor in this cigar, so it's not like I can knock it. Really, the finish was nice and long. It was rich. It just wasn't as long as you'd like. Evolution as well, very elaborate. Just not as elaborate as you'd like. As the rye spice kind of was used throughout, and then the bourbon notes were used throughout as well. Not that that's a real big knock, but it is just slight, 1 point deduction there. Really fantastic though. Taste score was a 66 out of 70. Really fantastic. Pre-light, we had a 10 out of 10. It was great, great construction there. Combustion, 9 out of 10 with just that slightly wavy char line. That's about all we had from combustion-wise deductions. And then presentation, an 8 out of 10. So, I mean, all in all, getting it a 93 out of 100. This was a fantastic cigar. Again, I thought that these cigars would be very gimmicky, as kind of the Buffalo Trace products have been, the cigar products have been in the past. But this one really is great. I mean, a lot of bourbon notes are in this cigar. Oh, I forgot to mention, when paired with the bourbon on the final third, the notes that really pop are the caramel and the charred oak. They just really pop back out there. And then the manure actually comes back out as well. Thought that was an interesting little tidbit there, or addition. The MSRP for all of these cigars is $20 a stick, $500 for the whole set. The price per point score here for this cigar was a 2.15. You know, you're not really paying for this because of its value. You know, you're getting the cool presentation. If you haven't seen the presentation, by the way, check out my unboxing video on this cigar. It's very, very unique, very cool presentation. Check it out. But, you know, that's what you're kind of paying for. You're paying for that. And then the flavors here. I mean, the flavor score of the first one was a 67 out of 70. This one, 66 out of 70. Very good cigars, and they're bourbon qualities. You can pair these with just about any bourbon and be set. Really, not a lot to knock here. If you tried any of these cigars, go ahead and comment down below that you've tried them or are looking to try them. Go ahead and like the video if you liked the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps us bring you these videos, and helps me be able to buy the products like this Buffalo Trace Prohibition series. So anything really helps the channel out. So if you could go ahead and like or subscribe, helps us out, and I appreciate it. We appreciate you watching the videos, though, and sticking around with us here at the Smoke Shack. We'll see you next time.